Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Forever Stranded. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So, in the last episode, we updated our sugarcane farm and we got our white mushroom farm going as well. So we have all of the mushrooms that we could want from Pam's Harvest Craft. But we need brown mushrooms and red mushrooms for various things as well. And so, in order to get those, I have been trying to get stuff to happen here. I tried using witch water conversion, which the mushrooms will spread while the witch water is converting, but they also, it seemed like they would only spread on connected mycelium. I have tried setting up a dark room, and it's just the speed at which these things are spreading. I know that they will eventually, but the speed at which they are spreading is horrible. And then on top of that, we have a 2-block depth to the mechanical user here, which is definitely out of line with the mechanical users over here. So yeah, just in general, I am not terribly much liking what I have here as far as the way this looks. So I think what we're going to do, this red and brown mushroom farm, this is going to just be for show, and instead we are going to go ahead and make ourselves some machines. So if we look at the recipe for red mushroom, yes, the phytogenic insulator with a mycelium substrate, and with that we can turn a bit of water into mushrooms with some phytogrow. And of course we would go with the rich phytogrow because that's just the addition of some bone meal to the phytogrow. The phytogrow itself shouldn't be terribly difficult. We do not have any slag though, so we may have to do some other things to get that, but you know, I think that is how I'm going to go about getting the mushrooms. I will just go ahead and bury the phytogenic insulators for this, and we will have 2 of them. But I'll go ahead and bury them in here and have that controlled by a lever so that we can very easily make that work. But yeah, we have this other side. So I was trying to get this area dark because what I found out was that the mechanical users do not block light. So if we dig out a little of this, so right there, I believe we just exposed, yes, we just exposed a mechanical user there. If we expose another one there. So now if we come around to this other side, yeah, that's not dark anymore. So yes, the mechanical users do not block light. So I was trying to get it dark enough for the mushrooms to spread. Just everything about this has been a pain. But so, need to change all of this around because the next thing that we need to do, well, after I get this phytogenic insulator stuff set up, is to make ourselves a redstone farm. And yes, I am actually rather excited about getting a final farm set up for getting redstone. And I do think we're going to grab our ring because, yeah, this is kind of a pain. But I'm really excited about that because redstone always seems to be a problem in this pack. So if I could get an automated redstone farm set up that uses the red orchids to get redstone, I think I would be really happy with that. Now, the only thing that I am debating here on this farm is whether or not we want to still put the mechanical users behind it. Now, I suppose it's not all that expensive to go ahead and put the mechanical users behind anyway, and at least that would give it the same look as the other farm. If these are set to right click, it's not going to do anything. And then on top of that, there is nothing going into them, no conduits or anything like that. But if we put this back in there, at least that looks reasonable. It's a little bit darker because of the dark glass, and yeah, I think that will look just fine. And then we'll put the phytogenic insulators down below. Now, one thing that I have noticed, this upper row does not seem to be growing at all. I don't know if maybe it's a light issue or what, but I guess if we have the ability to have this partially illuminated now, because we're not trying to actually raise the mushrooms in here, would probably be okay just to leave that bright and make everything bright enough that it can actually work. But yeah, I know this is a waste of mechanical users, but if they're not doing anything, and actually, there we go. Let's go ahead and redstone off. I don't entirely know what we want to do here. I think we will just say redstone on, and then at least they won't be doing anything, and so they won't be contributing to any amount of lag in the world. So yeah, I think I am going to work on getting some stuff crafted up for the phytogenic insulator and get a little bit of work done on the red orchid farm as well. There we go. Yeah, that, it may not be functional, but it looks pretty cool. Well, I would say that I am going to need to torch out a bit further out here. However, I think we're going to be using the terrain lighter now instead of me actually walking out there to illuminate everything. But yeah, these guys are starting to drive me nuts again, so we have to get some more torching done. But I got to thinking about this as I was building the redstone side of the farm. Even though this would be reasonably fast, you know, we've got 20 red orchids here that will be running all the time, there's no fortune on this. So I think what I'm going to do, because right-clicking on an item with a tool does not use any durability on it, I think what we're going to do is we are going to make a bunch of Fortune 3 tools that we can put in these. Now, it does not matter in the slightest what that tool is. We've proven that, where we can right-click with our axe, our pickaxe, or even our sword, because it has looting on it, and we get large volumes out of that. So all that I need to do is get some Fortune 3 tools. I need 20 of them. But I can put those in there. In order to harvest the red orchids, it does have to be use item on... Well, here, let's see. Can we manage to bounce up here? Yes, we can. Okay. But the way that these have to be set up in order to harvest, they have to be set to use item or activate block with item. So, yeah, that actually works out really good. Now, at the moment, we should actually have... Yes, we have a little bit of redstone in there right now. But, so, what I will do, I will get those made up. You know, that's going to take a bit. Let's see here. If we look at Fortune... the Fortune Enchanted book is just emeralds. 9 emeralds, but 27 levels. So, yeah, it is going to take a bunch of levels. Thankfully, we have so many levels, and I can get a huge amount more if we just turn on the Enderman farm for a little bit. But as of right now, we have almost 400 levels in our experience obelisk. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So, I will go ahead and make up a bunch of enchanted books here, enchant some tools, and get those set up in there so that we can get our maximum return for the farm. Well, we are definitely getting too close to this edge. This is a nightly routine now to come over here and kill a whole bunch of these husks and zombies and a few witches that come over to the fence line because they, like I say, they are just driving me nuts. But I have made some major progress on building the base, and I think I've come up with an idea on how to deal with getting up and down from the lower levels as well, which is good. So if we look here, we now have an exterior wall on the side of this building. Now I don't have the end wall yet, but that's fine. We'll get there eventually. Now I have also added a staircase here leading up into this area, because one of the problems that I have had is getting up here on this side, and we need to have staircases all over the place. I mean, that is pretty simple. We got to make sure that they're here. So I was kind of struggling with the design of this little intersection area here. It is definitely not complete, but I think I did just come up with something, so hopefully it will work out. Now, I did also make a little bit of changes here. We now have a door leading into this portion of the farm, which is really nice. I'm very happy about that. I also added extra trapdoors on the insides of the windowed areas because I think it just makes it look a lot nicer. But the biggest change is with this here. We now have a staircase leading up to the next level of the base, and I went ahead and threw in a couple of fruit trees here. So we have a maple tree here. Well, I guess this isn't a fruit tree, but we have a maple tree here. No torches, thank you. But we get maple syrup from that guy, and then here we have our orange tree, and we can get oranges. Now I did have to grow this orange a couple of times to get a nice tall tree like this, and I do think that's going to be kind of important if we are going to have fruit trees scattered throughout the base. But you can see also it has a lot of fruit on the tree, which is also a big deal. So we get 8 pieces of fruit for every harvest. So that is really nice. But you can see we're getting a little bit of progress here, and like I said, we now have a staircase leading up to the next level. So, yes, that is one of those things that we... Oh my gosh, the food. We definitely need to redo our food. There we go. That was better. But yes, we are getting some progress here. I'm not entirely sold on this staircase. I went through several designs trying to get this to work. I had one that was just a single log up the side. I had one that was a log top and bottom. I tried fences on top of it. By the way, fences look awful because of the fact that a fence and a wall don't connect together. I tried removing the logs entirely. There's a lot of different ways that I tried this, and this was by far the best appearance. The only thing that I don't like, even though it is non-spawnable on this thing, it is very dark in the center of the staircase. So I don't know if I want to add some light to the top of these, but I don't know for sure how I would go about doing it. But yes, I am making some major progress. I feel like the next step is to get the back side of this enclosed so that we can call this little farming building finished. So I think that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to try to get this section finished up. Unfortunately, we don't have enough room right here for an entire section of this, so I may have changed this around a little as well, because it looks like we have... Well, we could do a 2 wide window here. So what I may have to do is narrow this center section up to be only the windows without the spacer between them, and then we could do a window with the spacer on the outside. There's a lot of little compromises like that have to be done sometimes. But yes, I don't know if I'm going to put it in. I did make a quick time lapse of the red orchids growing, and it actually works fairly decent. So if we, well, here, let's clear out our inventory here. So we have a little bit of sandstone stuff, some planks. Why did I have planks in my inventory? That's a good question. And then over here we have our wood stuff. And you know what, I'm going to throw my torches in there too. But I'm willing to bet that with this much space in my inventory, I'm probably not even going to be able to empty this thing. So let's just see. Oh, no, I guess we were able to. But I mean, that is almost 10 stacks of redstone already, just in the time that it has taken me to build up a little bit more of this stuff. And that is going to be running basically indefinitely. So the amount of redstone that we get from this should be pretty good. We've already gotten 2 stacks of the red orchids from it. Yeah, I am very pleased with this. And if we really wanted to, we could potentially set this up to be able to be force-fed fertilizer as well. So, yeah, just things to keep in mind. I did leave one hole up here because for the mushrooms, we are going to need to have a force-fed thing. And also, I have not done anything. Ooh, we have a spawnable space back here. That is not good. I'm going to have to make sure that we don't have any of those. But I have not done anything in here with the mushroom farms. We'll have to work on that some other time. I am not overly concerned about that. The mushrooms are not terribly pressing on the list of things that I need to have automated. We have the white mushrooms if we need them, you know, and if we turn this on, you know, it does make mushrooms really, really fast. And those white mushrooms can pretty much be used in almost everything that we could typically use the brown and red mushrooms for. I believe we can even make the mushroom stew with 2 of these. So, yeah, I mean, that is not, yeah, we can use 2 of these with a bowl to make mushroom stew. Why we would do that, that's a horrible meal at this point in time. But we can do pretty much everything with the white mushrooms that we can with the brown mushrooms. The one thing that we can't do is brewing and fermented spider eyes. So those are going to require us to have at least brown mushrooms, I believe. And this one here is rather annoying. I don't know what it is. Every time that I load the world, that trapdoor is down. I don't know. That block should not be powered at all. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get to that, get the intersection set up, and I may set up another access point to the upper floor as well. So I will be back in a little bit. So I got all the stuff down below taken care of, so now it is time to work on this next level. Now, since we are doing our agriculture or farming related things over here, I figured what would be really good on this portion, which is something that we need anyway, is a place to prepare food. So I want to go ahead and start building that, but I was looking at this little space right here and I can't really use it for anything, so I figured probably the best thing for it would be another tower like that. And part of the reason for that is pretty simple in the fact that if we are going to have this be a food prep area, we are going to need some way to get our Better with Mods flour without having to go all the way across over to there, and we still don't have all of that set up anyway. So, you know, I want to get a tower set up here. This will be almost entirely for production of the flour. There may be some other things that we figure out that we need to do with it as time goes on. But the one thing about it is that tower is 6 blocks wide and 6 blocks tall. This space inside of the fences is 7 blocks wide, and then if we go from this corner, let's go ahead and grab this. So if we go from there to here, it is also 7 blocks. So we can make a really nice square 7-block tower. We can attach a small arch for the walkway to go through, and then to get to the cactus farm area, we just walk through the base of the tower. So I think that will work out really good. I am going to get this tower built. I do think we are going to be slightly taller than that one, but at the top we will be putting some windmills. So I'm going to get to it. Oh, that is really cool. All the smoke particles are flying over towards that other tower, and they have to divert around it. That is actually really, really awesome. They did some major thinking about that. But I am just about done here with this tower, I think. So if we drop down here and take a look at it. So there's a couple of things that I had to do differently than that tower. First off, of course, it does have to be 1 block wider. So that immediately changes the design. So I did put the single pillar in the center and then 2 single windows on either side. Also, on this one over here, each floor is only 4 blocks tall. So we have 1 level that has the bushes, 2 levels that have the windows, and then 1 level that is just the top of the windows. Well, over here I decided to go 5 blocks tall. So we have the first level that has the bushes, then 2 levels for the window. So then I did a cornice for the window, and then the top level again before we go into our floors once more. Now, because of that, it actually made this tower look way too much sandstone. So I decided to add a little bit of extra trapdoors wrapping all the way around the tower at the height of the bushes. And I think it actually looks really good. So yeah, we've got that, we've got this, and I think what we're going to do on this one, instead of having windmills on the side of it, I think we're going to put a vertical windmill on it. I haven't ever done anything with the vertical windmills, so I want to see what they look like. So I will finish up this last little bit. I am just about done with the top here. Put the perimeter around this, and then get the fences and everything around the top, and then I can see what this vertical windmill looks like. Well, I'll be perfectly honest, that is looking pretty darned cool. So let's go ahead and go and get our vertical windmill built, because that is going to really finish this up. So I don't remember what the recipe is on this, but we should be good on that. So I did sync this to JEI, so I'm always coming up with weird stuff in here. But let's go ahead and do at better with, wow, caps lock. And better with mods. Okay, so to make the vertical windmill, which is this guy, we need 8 windmill blades, which is going to be a bunch of that. We should, oh, we don't have any plank. We don't have, wow. Okay, so let's see here. We have tons of birch. Let's go ahead and use that to make some slabs. You know what, we'll just make a bunch. Okay, so now windmill. Alright, vertical windmill. So again, we need these, so we're going to need 8 of these. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. Good, good. Okay, and then the vertical windmill. Alright, so the only other things that we would need, let's take a look at better with mods again. So we will grab some axles, and we have some gearboxes. So that is perfect. So let's go ahead and head up top. Love the fact that we have that staircase now. Can't wait until we get more of those. We will definitely, like I said, we will be putting in stairways just literally all over the place. But most specifically around that central avenue, I guess. I guess you could call it an avenue. But now what we will do, we will remove that and we'll set torches in the 4 corners here at the top. we will remove this and put in the gearbox instead. So go ahead and do that. Input to the top. And then we can go 1, 2, and that should be enough to get us up above. And now we should be able to put this on top of that. Too few vertical axles. Oh, we need 7. Okay, so that's 3. We're going to need to get some blocks here. I didn't think that we could have more axles. No! Ah. Darn it. And man, the wind is blowing outside like crazy. Oh, we've got the smoke particles from the chimneys hitting this tower now. Okay, so now the question becomes, what is it going to complain about? How many do I have then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8, and it's complaining that I don't have enough of them? Alright, well, let's see if we can bounce ourselves up there. Slime sling. No! Nah. Darn it. There we go. Okay, so we'll try putting another one on. Too few vertical axles and... What? What do you mean too few? I am confused. Ah! That was not what I wanted. I do not understand at all. Oh. Okay, so what it looks like is we are actually going to have to put our gearbox right there. So let's go ahead and build up here just a touch. And then... Can we gearbox here? That is not... Wow. Okay, so can we gearbox here? There we go. Alright, so let's go down and take a look at this, because I have a feeling that is going to look pretty darned awesome. Oh yeah. That adds some variety to the base if I've ever seen variety. Nice. So if we really wanted to, we could potentially put another, one of these windmills on this one as well, which I think would be pretty cool actually. If we put one like maybe down a little bit lower or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to see what you guys think of that. I will just say I am loving that. So yeah, we have that now taken care of. Of course, we will need to get a bunch of gearboxes and run that shaft all the way to the bottom. And then it is the... Oh, what am I can't get up there this way. But then it's the bigger question of how are we going to run the power for the actual mill? Because I don't think we want the mill in here, but maybe we do. I don't know. So I'm going to give that some thought. I am also going to give some thought to what the building is going to look like over here for the actual cooking area. And we will try to work on that in the next episode because we are out of time for this one. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you would like to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!